What's up, guys? In today's quick video, part 9 of our series, things I wish I knew when I started my pest control business. Winding down this series, we got 2 parts left. We're going to be talking about the power of time and money and why and I'm sure most of you are probably going to underestimate how much time and money it takes to get your pest control business off the ground and running. And first and foremost, before we dive into the video today, if you're new to me and new to the channel, this is not the most productive, setup that we have here, most professional looking setup. I'm in my work truck. I actually am literally using the little pop socket thing to keep my phone propped up literally on my steering wheel for you guys. This is the best we could do in a short amount of time on a Friday afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock. Have a dinner at 5 o'clock to get to. Just finished, another $1,300 day. Hopefully maybe it's showing up good for you all, plus a little bit of cash as well. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Griffin, of course. I own the company Preferred Pest Management in the Dallas, Texas area. We've been in business for about 3 years now. And on this channel, I just kind of walk you guys through my journey, not just in the pest control business, but in just an overall business, financial freedom, I guess, type of journey. So if you're looking to, start a pest control business or grow your pest control business, not just in 2023, but for months and years to come, definitely consider subscribing below to join the like-minded community of a bunch of pest control and business owners who are looking to do the same. And while you're at it, go ahead and join our totally free Discord group chat and Facebook group. Links for those are in the description below. There's over 50 members in the Facebook group now that we just started up earlier this year. There's over like 250 members roughly in our Discord group chat, and that community is getting larger by the day as well. So we'd love to have you in there as well. But with that, we'll just get right into, like I said, part 9 of this series. If you haven't been keeping up with this series, this is part 9 of a 10-part series that I wanted to come out with for a little bit of just things that I generally wish I knew when I started my pest control company. Of course, long story short about me, I was a pest control technician for a few years before starting my own company. I got in the industry when I was about 21 years old. I'm now 26 years old. I've been in the industry overall 5 to 6 years. Spent my first, 2 to 3 years at a company, and then the last, 3 years since late 2020 out on my own. We just hired our first employee. I'm sure I'll need to do an updated version of this series with all of the, lessons that I'll learn. We're always learning in this industry, learning in not just in the industry, but as a business owner in general. If you're not learning new things every single day, every single week, you're just going to be falling behind at the end of the day. And either you're learning, you're growing your knowledge, or your business is going to be losing at the end of the day. So I'm sure I'll have maybe even some more parts to this series in the future as we continue to learn more and more things that I would have wished I knew when I started, X in the company. But today, long story short, this is going to be kind of a shorter video in this series. Everything that you think, we always run the numbers on how we can get to X amount per month, X amount per year on paper. We do, I'm sure most of you have done, your own research on Google, and, you've calculated, I need this much advertising money. I need this much. I need to knock on this many doors, do this many cold calls, this much in chemical. You can do all of the math in the world, but at the end of the day, me and my cousin, who's also a pest control business owner, we talk about this a lot, almost on a daily, if not weekly at the minimum basis, which is whatever amount of money and time you think something is going to take, probably not even just in your pest control business, but just in business and life and investing and all that as a whole, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 times the amount of knowledge and money and time. Those are the 3 main resources, of course, when it comes to growth, money, time, and knowledge. It's going to take 2 to 3x whatever you originally plan on, spending, or, time being spent on something, or time even being spent on learning a new skill in your business. Whatever the case may be, just plan on it, especially very early on, taking 2 to 3x. Say you thing, just for a random example, that within 1 year I should have 500 recurring pest control customers, right? Well, instead of it being 1 year, shoot for 1 year. I'm not saying lower your expectations, lower your goals, anything like that whatsoever. Do not take that from this message at all. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying lower your expectations, anything like that whatsoever. I'm just saying in terms of the important, like, milestones and stuff like that, just don't beat yourself up whenever, say, you go a full year in business and you aimed for 500 or 1,000 or however many customers and this is just for this one example. Do not be upset and like depressed and this and that, when you fall short of that, because especially very, very early on in business, you are going to overshoot everything in terms of your projections because you don't have a clue at the end of the day. You're just kind of going based off of, numbers that make sense in your head. You're using good logic, but at the end of the day, it's an educated guess. It's a prediction. It's a hypothesis, right? You're not really, you have no proof of concept, right? Unless if, of course, you've owned some other type of service business, you've owned, say, a plumbing or HVAC or something like that in the past where you have some kind of proof of concept where you've done it before. If this is your first business, serious business that you have started and operated, this is like your first time really diving in to a business, just know, like I said, that you're going to overshoot these numbers. And like I said, that's good. You need to have these hefty goals, because without hefty goals, you're not going to achieve, much success. What use is it to be like, oh, I want to get, 50 recurring customers this year. Okay, well, what do you want them at? Oh, if I can get them at $30 a month, that'll be cool. Really? 50 customers at $30 a month? Have you done the math on that? That's $1,500 a month. You're talking poverty. Like, why would that be your goal? Like, obviously, you want to shoot for the stars, but I don't want you guys to get so caught up on these goals that obviously are going to be hefty goals that, you end up getting like caught up in it to where you're you're pretty much second guessing yourself. You're like, am I meant to do this? I didn't even come close to my goal. Maybe this isn't for me. The negative self-talk starts setting in if you're not careful with it. I mean, you can even go back. I highly suggest you guys go back and watch one of our most viewed videos on this channel from about a year ago. It was July 24th, as a matter of fact, almost a year ago to the day. This is the video that most of you guys seen if you subscribed. I know we've gained over 200 subscribers from that video alone. It was titled like how I grew my pest control business to a 6-figure business in a year or something like that. I'll try to remember to link in the description as well as at the end of this video. But if you go back in somewhere in the middle, early to middle part of that video, I, go into detail on, how my goals, and based on this, we should hit this, we should hit that. And, I said something about in 2023, I should hit anywhere between, I think I said somewhere around like $270,000, which is what gave me the idea to do this video, because I was, kind of re-editing that video yesterday, like re-optimizing it for the newer viewers that are seeing that video for the first time on YouTube, putting chapters in videos and stuff like that to make it easier to kind of navigate to see what you want to see in the videos, which I plan on doing for all videos in the future, by the way, especially our longer ones, because I know I can get on little rants from time to time or little tangents. But in that video, like I said, I mentioned in 2023 we could easily end up doing 270 to, I think I even said like 3 something. And I'm looking at this year's numbers now, actually a year later, half a year, 6 months into 2023, and I'm like, I mean, could we catch fire and, land a couple crazy apartment deals that, just change everything? Like, sure. Is it gonna happen for us to hit like 270 to 300 though? I mean, of course, like I said, you never want to say no. You never want to, put that energy out into the universe or anything like that. But, it takes longer, and it's way more involved than what you think early on. That's my point. And like I said, if you go back and watch that video, you'll see how I use a bunch of logical reasoning in my explanation for why we should hit. It was like 270,000 plus. And like I said, could we hit that still? Sure. are we going to? Like, am I gonna like just sit around and pout and get depressed and just, boo-hoo, we didn't hit this target? No, I'm going to go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, why did our growth slow down? Or, why didn't we hit this goal? How far off were we from this goal? Did we have a higher cancel rate? Like, the main thing is have your target and then be willing not to adjust the target, but, go. This is where self-awareness as a business owner is really going to come to pay off for you guys, is having the ability to not react to not hitting a target, coming up short on your pest control, business goals, but being able to actually look in with, not non-foggy glasses or, non-foggy goggles, and being able to kind of see the whole picture of, okay, like what was going on? Like, did we have a higher cancel rate this year than last year? Did we have a higher cost per acquisition this year than last year? Were we pushing too hard on, upsells? Were we, did we try raising our price and in terms of new starts and stuff like that? And, the customers obviously weren't going for it. Like, you have to be able to go in there with a clear mind, not emotional, oh my God, whose fault is it? It's not my fault. But like, don't be looking to blame anybody. Take full responsibility as the business owner for why you didn't hit your goals. But then, like I said, go in there and figure out, what happened. And at the end of the day, when you go in with the mindset of, hey, whatever I think is going to happen is probably going to take 2 to 3x the amount of time, mistakes, lessons, knowledge, money. I don't know if I said time already, but of course time. You go in with that kind of mindset, it's a lot easier to be positive about, hey, we aimed for 270,000 this year. We ended up hitting, 220 or 250 or whatever the case may be. Yeah, sure, we came up short on that, but look at our 220 compared to our, 140 or 160 or whatever you hit last year. We grew, what is that in this example? Like 50% year over year. Like, that's great. That's something to build on. Now, why didn't we hit this target? Like, it's just a total different outlook than just simply, hey, this is our goal. It is what it is. And, if we don't hit it, then the sky's falling down, right? So, like I said, long story short, to wrap this video up, the main thing is whenever you're creating the goals for your pest control business, your pest control business startup, whatever, you want to phrase it as, the main thing is, like I said, go in with very ambitious goals, right? But don't get so caught up in the timing of those goals. Know that this is a marathon, not a race, and the tortoise always ends up winning. So don't try to worry about cutting corners and stuff like that just to try to meet a certain number. Do it the right way, and you'll be amazed at the knowledge that you gain over the next, if you're new in the journey, next 3 to 10, however many years you're in this business, or even if you've been in the business for a while, and look back on, how much you've learned over the last X amount of years, and analyze, what you can do to make sure that, you don't lose your mind at the end of the day. So hopefully this video, made sense to you guys. Hopefully it brought you all a little bit of value. If you have any questions, not just about this specific topic we talked about today with the pest control business, but any questions in the pest control business as a whole, like starting your pest control business or, growing your pest control company, whatever the case may be, feel free as always to drop it down in the comments below. We've had a lot of you joining the community recently and commenting and this and that, and it's awesome to see. I appreciate you guys. We're coming up on 1,800 subscribers very quickly, and next thing I know, we'll probably be at 2,000 plus. And yeah, I mean, it's just awesome to see you all joining the community. And I do these videos for you guys at the end of the day. Like, like I said, I mean, it's 4 o'clock, 100 degrees on a Friday afternoon. I could definitely, just be chilling in my pool right now. But I know, like I said, at the end of the day, I wish that I had seen a YouTube channel, a podcast, whatever the case may be, of someone who wasn't like at multi-million-dollar per year business status, but someone who was just a couple steps ahead of me, who's like, you know, fresh in the journey, in the trenches, you know, showing me kind of step by step, explaining what they're doing, not necessarily so I can copy them, because like I said, again, I make plenty of mistakes, and that's what I'm posting on here. I'm showing my success with you all. I'm showing what isn't working, what is working, you know, what I could do differently, all that type of stuff. And I wish that, you know, I had a channel like that I could have watched, because, you know, again, if I knew everything that I knew that I'm telling you guys during this little series alone, it would have probably had our business at least at 1.5 to 3.5x the size that it is right now. So hopefully you guys, like I said, enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash that thumbs up button to let me know you guys like this type of content. And like I said, if there's any type of content you guys want me to do specifically, or you have any questions, because a lot of the content I do is based on your questions specifically, again, drop it down in the comments down below, or feel free to shout it out in our Facebook group or the Discord group. And I'm always, you know, piling up ideas for videos to do for you guys. So appreciate you all tuning in. Hopefully you all are staying safe out in this heat. Keep on going out there and getting the life that you and your family deserve. And I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream that we do. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.